Check, check. Welcome in, everybody. Hopefully everyone's doing good. Ramsey, good to have you in here, brother. Weekend was good. Things are good. Busy, but finally relaxed this week. Hopefully I can trade all 5 days with you guys this week because last 2 weeks were super busy with some work stuff, but it's the life of freelance work. Take it when you can get it. Paysign, SoFi, Robinhood. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. Maxwell, I'll probably just start with one of those, just depending on how many requests we get in, because this 1 hour lecture goes pretty damn quick. So, but I'll write them down and I'll come back to the other ones as well. What's the ticker signal for Paysign? Because I've never heard of that one. So if I know that one, Pays. All right, cool. Is there anyone you want me to start with? You can unmute your mic too if you want, and tell me, or you can type it.
Yo, what's up, 1K? Hope you're doing well, brother.
What's up, man? Yeah. How's your weekend, brother?
Not too bad. Not eventful, but can't complain.
That's all right, man. Sometimes quietness is okay.
Yep. How about you? Same?
Work, dude. I mean, today was I built a drawer system platform in the back of my Forerunner. Finished that today, which is kind of nice. But yesterday, just freaking working all day on an audio project. But it's done. Invoice is sent, so I'm gonna relax.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sounds
man.
like you're working hard.
Yeah, I do a lot of audio stuff on the side, so I don't know. It's a recurring client. It's hard to say no because if you say no too much, they call somebody else.
Do you like recordings and stuff, or like what do you do for people?
Post-production audio. So I'm a dialogue editor for TV and film stuff.
Oh wow, okay, it's pretty cool.
It's fun. It's tedious, stressful
Yeah.
when you have deadlines because audio is the last phase. And so, if there's any video editors in here, I'm looking at you guys. You take up all the deadline time and you leave me with nothing. It's all good though. That's it. Spy, SoFi, Robinhood. Any requests, you guys? Come on. This night is for you, not me. Anything at all. Affirm. I'll get that on the list for sure. Cool. All right, 5:02 my time, one last server ping. We'll dive in, guys. Appreciate you guys being here on time. As usual, guys, I'll give you guys the opportunity to unmute your mic if you want to talk through a setup. You know, it's easier to talk it over versus type. Just respect everyone's time and keep it on topic. If you do unmute your mic, we go over, you know, a chart that is, but I will give you guys the ability as of now to do that. So, NVIDIA, TSM, cool. I'll get those going. We'll dive right in. Appreciate it, guys. All right, guys, welcome in new members. My name is StartedWith. If you guys are new, I'm one of the staff members here. Where's my thinker swim? There we go. Ooh, gap down. Damn. I wonder if that's more tariff news gap. But glad to have you in here, guys. We're going to start off with SPY and QQQ, and then we'll get on to your individual requests. I like to start out the overall markets just to kind of give us a ballpark of where we are, where I think we're going, what we can look for. I'm very, very happy we're back in a range. I hate just, all-time highs. It's good for our, retirement accounts and all that, but it's tough when it's just uncharted territory up here. So I'm very glad that SPY and Qs are back in a range. And if you guys don't know what a range is, just quick drawing to get it going here. A range is basically somewhere where it bounces back and forth. It can be a $1 range, it can be a $10 range, but this is a range, our top and basically our bottom here. So again, we're back in it. I'm happy. I like to see that because it's very easy to know where to, try and buy the dip down here at stuff like this. If we open down here tomorrow, it's easy to, you can see where we reject over and over. We get to that top range, obviously broke out over, but anytime we're up in this 624, I tried to hit it as much as I could last week. That's what I'm treating as our top range for now. Despite, 2 days breakouts, we never really had a continuation on that. We sold back into it. So again, very, very nice range to play off of and into. As of now, we got a little bit of a gap down. I think it's probably the tariff talk, I assume, but don't for sure. But again, you guys, my focus this week, I got, what am I on right now? I'm on the 1 hour chart here. Just going to zoom it in and really compress this chart just a little bit for you guys to kind of show you guys a game plan. If you have any questions, open your mic, stop me, whatever it is. I'll try and be as detailed as I can, but not take too much time. So SPY, this purple line first and foremost is our daily 9 moving average. So intraday, you guys are newer traders. You hear a lot about the EMAs, the 9 EMA, the 20, the VWAP, all that stuff. This is my daily moving average. So this is like big time frame picture, but I'm using it intraday, meaning I'm on an intraday chart, meaning the 1 hour, but I know where the daily 9 is. So as of now, you guys, my first focus is this green zone here, what I'm going to call a little bit of a demand zone here. So I really, if you want to play the bounces and want to be a bull or have bullish positions, excuse me, we really need to reclaim kind of this lower demand, this lower green zone here, because when we reclaim that, you see how nice the bounces are when we react over that. And another thing, this stair step, because it calculates at the close of every day. So again, this is the daily 9. If we look, it's stacked right there at the bottom of this range here. So, to hold a daily moving average, this is very important for us tomorrow and early this week. We got to get that push back up over. We can definitely sell into here and then bounce over, but really early on, for me to want to take, day trades on calls and stuff, with its, I trade a little bit shorter time frames, usually 4 or 5 days expiration. Nando and Luigi, 3, 4, 5 weeks, even more. So they got a little bit of wiggle room. But for me, I want to see a reclaim here and a push up to ride the momentum. So the other stuff on my watch list kind of follows after that or with that. But any rejections of the 621.65, if you guys want to take notes or screenshots, like I always say, or chart as well. But if we start trickling into here and we just fail to break this level here, this level and this level is probably going to come pretty quick tomorrow. You can see right here from Wednesday, looking right here now, we sold through that 621.65. What happened? Quick move down here, quick move down, almost tag that. Sold through it here again, quick move down. Failed to break out over. What happened? Quick move down this hourly candle where it closed. And so you can see my sentiment and the reasoning behind it. That really has to hold. And for, I guess, a lower range extremity, the 620.8, man, this has got to hold. When this sells, heavy selling pressure doesn't mean the hourly candle has to close down here, because obviously we bought it back up, but seeing stuff like this gets me worried to be in bullish positions. Any questions on SPY, you guys? I don't want to be too quick, but we have a lot of requests rolling in, so definitely want to be as detailed as possible, but not spend too much time because we always run long. So again, upper range, kind of the slower range here, I want to see reclaim of that. QQQ, same thing, you know, same story. Upper range here, you guys, our 556 is kind of our ceiling, and kind of that 553 zone, not exact, but 55276. You can see we get over it, that consolidation, breakouts happen, we get under it, hard selling pressure kicks in under that. So again, we are, as of now, we're going to open somewhere near that. So again, 552, that'd be a blessing for them to open a little bit over it, bounces 552 in a hard bounce, and we at the bare minimum reclaim up to 553. Does it hold? I don't know. Let's go for that gap fill. First and foremost, when we're sitting at support, which we are, a little bit of a demand area if you want to call it that, because we see repeated support bounces. First and foremost, you guys, even though it's a gap down, even though you see a down candle, I try and teach people this, you should be looking for the bounce. You know, it's hard to wrap your mind on that as a new trader, but you buy off support. This is a support here at 552. Always look for that bounce first. We sell under that, you can start looking for puts again. But just because we gap down, don't be blind and overly bearish on the markets. Always have a game plan. Always zoom out. You guys, you see me talk about the 1 hour charts pretty much daily in my watch list. Zoom out, look at something like this, build a plan, and go, okay, 552 keeps bouncing. And then when you get a game plan, or you know, at least a mental game plan, then go to your 5 minute and go, okay, we're at 552 here. Now I'm on the 5 minute time frame. I'm looking for an entry to scalp calls on some zero DTs. Boom, you have your game plan. You know where you need to cut if it fails. You know where you're taking profit overhead. So always start in a larger time frame for that added confirmation. Any questions on SPY QQQ? I don't see anything coming in. So the watch list, we will begin. First was, what was the name? That pay sign. Maxwell, gotta make sure you're still in here. You're in here. All right. PAYS, I think they said. Yep. Maxwell, are you in this? Shares, options, looking for a trade? What is it that you're in this? That way I can kind of help you out. Feel free to unmute your mic or type in the chat. Let me go to daily because I have never charted this out. This thing's on a rocket. Is this all-time highs? Yep. All right. So we need to be in retracement mode.
Sorry, I was responding to my buddy.
Oh, no.
We
no
on pace line?
Yep. What chin?
Okay. So I hit a play on this the other day. I got in at, I think it was 747. I hit 100% on it 2 times. I feel like
a bounce probably on it somewhere. I'm assuming the 7.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna bounce is my thing. 'Cause I feel like it might go back up to 830 and then keep going again.
Yep. So kind of like SPY QQ, like I talked about. Absolutely, your first reaction, kind of in the middle zone here, brother. But definitely down in this zone here. Let me get my drawings back up. Anywhere down here, you should be thinking bounce zone for sure. If you don't believe, I mean, you know, I would say if you don't believe me, look at the bounce reactions there when we get into this zone. So like you said, 747, clear and obvious buyers. As of now, there's probably not a whole lot of volume on that little tiny wick candle there, but if that holds, brother, I immediately am thinking and looking triple bottom on the daily. So 1, 2, and 3. Definitely be trying to buy the bounce first. I really wouldn't be looking for puts if you're taking puts on it. It's got good liquidity. You know, unless we start seeing rejections here, because we kind of see that sell down here, sell down there. But yeah, good job playing those bounces at 747. I think it's the right thing to do. You have your support below you, and you have, we got a drawing real quick. I need one more line in here to show you. Clear and obvious, kind of this middle range here, rejections that I'd be looking for. So again, basically 8 flat. If you catch a bounce down here, I don't know what percent that's paying you. Probably pretty damn nice if you're catching a, you know, 53-cent move on your delta. But first and foremost, when you catch that bounce, like I always say, don't look at the percent. You know, if 80% is not good enough for 14%, you got to play the chart because we got the daily 9 stair stepping up. It's going to be stacked right up here. So again, telltale sign just on Friday, kind of petered out there at 8. And what did it do? It sold down and actually closed under the daily 9 moving average. So if we're kind of in the middle here, you know, let it play out, buy your dips or play your puts up here at 8 flat because you know your risk if you get into puts is fairly small, something like maybe 10 cents you're risking, you know, for potential 50-cent downside, or you play the bounce here and you know your risk. I would do something like this, brother. I would draw something like this. So I'm kind of grabbing that wick there and I'm grabbing this cluster here over here from probably 2 Tuesdays ago, because I know my mindset is, or if I were to alert this, okay, I'm taking calls at 747. I have to be able to stomach that little wick there, see a little bit red, and this little wick here. But if we slice this zone here, we slice this, we're probably going for more. That'd be a cut. So pretty nice chart. I've never heard of it. Don't know what they do, but if it works for you, man, who cares? If you're making money on it, you know, you don't gotta, you know, convince anybody. Like, stick with it, man, for sure. Yeah, does that
What
answer your question?
What? Yeah, no, definitely for sure. I just saw this chart on a YouTube video. This dude was talking about it, and I was like, you know what, let me try it out. But
Yep.
what indicators are you using for those stair steps?
Are you on Thinkorswim?
I don't have the Thinkorswim, no.
Okay, so for Thinkorswim, I don't take too much time. I can definitely explain it. So it's really cool on Thinkorswim. So you know how we always, you know, shout out to Dirty River. He always gives us the hourly 20 moving average. That's that yellow line that we always talk about. You know, he's like, hey, I'm playing the hourly 20 bounce. I just took it a step further, and I said, okay, if we can use the hourly 20 moving average, why can't I slap a daily 9 moving average? So for you guys that don't know, Thinkorswim can show you, you know, I keep saying daily moving average. So if I go the daily, so if we mark a line here, let's just call it 8 flat. So I'm gonna go the daily, and you're gonna see where this purple line lines up. Really tight zoom in. Shit, wrong drawing mode. Really tight zoom in. That is that stair step level there, right at 787. I go back to intraday 787. So it's really cool in Thinkorswim, you guys. If you're not doing that, you should. I'm able to see where the daily moving average is. So if you guys are like swing traders, like, oh, I'm playing the bounce off the daily 9, you know, you guys are on Webull and Robinhood, you got to go the daily chart and go, okay, the daily 9's at 787. You make a mental note. But on Thinkorswim, you can have that shit just forever flowing on your charts, on an intraday chart, on a 5-minute chart. And it's just always there for you. So it's literally just a multi-time frame moving average, but instead of the hourly 20 like River showed us, I have the 20, the 9, and the 200. So if you guys are interested in that, shoot me a DM. Don't want to chew up too much time on our lecture, but it's super, super helpful because, again, I can see where my daily 20 is, the screen one down here. But again, it calculates on the close every day. So that's why it's kind of stair step. It takes your average, your high, low, and your closing price, I believe, and just averages out.
Okay, awesome.
Yep.
Thank you, man.
Yep. And I'll circle back to those other ones if we got time, brother.
All right.
Let's
Cool.
see here. Builder, you in here? Builder Vic, perfect. A firm, I think it's AFFRM. Oh, what is a firm? AFRM? Yeah.
Yeah, AFFIRM.
Cool. Which are you in this one, brother, or just kind of looking for it?
No, I'm looking for it. I've kept an eye on it, and I missed the last spike, and then I'm just like, shit. So I'm thinking it'll go to 100 soon, but I was thinking, I don't know, long term.
Are you wanting to get shares or like some swings on some calls? Because I see a
I was
couple.
trying to, yeah, probably like swings.
Cool. Yeah, I see some. I've had this chart up for somebody, but ignore these B bands. Those stair step lines kind of ugly on the daily. But let me zoom in. So I guess big picture look here, brother. So we kind of clear and obvious kind of upper range. We kind of topped out here. We'll just call it 72. Big cluster up. You know, multi days failing to break out. You know, you can try and be bullish, but I don't like to time the breakouts because when you're wrong, you get caught bad. Earnings gap up, ultimately sold down to that 72. We come back, fighting back from, you know, April lows back up to 72, smack down again. So that's kind of the range I'm playing with here. But we're coming into this The 63 zone here, I'm gonna zoom in now and kind of show you what I would do if it were my money. How I would play this is, again, we want to find big support bounces and supports that make sense. We don't want to just be buying, a call just because it's going down. It's got to make sense. But this 63 to 63 12 pocket I'm watching, this is going to be red. Let's just pretend it's green just for speed of the class. So treat it as a support zone, a green zone. But if we come into that zone here, man, that's the spot to try it, because if you were to buy 65, 67, your reasoning was, okay, I'm buying, end of day here on Friday. You would to buy here because you have this cluster here. So again, my point is buy on supports that make sense. Okay, it fails here, that's fine, you're wrong. So same thing, we're coming back down the next support zone here. We have this cluster here, again, resistance, but breakout. This is now support, and this is support here for when this broke out hard here. There's going to be orders sitting here that didn't get filled that are trying to short this, and they pushed up here. And so that would be my plan of attack here. If we trickle into this zone here and you start seeing, let me zoom in just a little bit. So if we come in here, I'm still in the 1 hour chart, but let's just pretend it's a smaller time frame. If we start kind of bouncing here pre-market, we sell down and they wick it. So like there's a wick on the bottom side, something like this, and they buy it back up on us. So that's where I'd start to be looking for some calls, man. I don't know how good the liquidity is and how far you're planning on to swing, but 64, 65 call, you kind of want to play something that makes sense. You can think it can go to 100. That's fine. I'm not dogging on you, but don't buy 100 strike just because you want to go there. So you got to buy a strike because option Greeks matter. So for me, if you want to buy like September, I always tell people I'm just going to use a round number of $1,000. I don't know if you have a large port or not, but say you want to have $1,000 in it. I start looking for, okay, how much do I want to swing in August expiration? So I look at August expiration. I look at a delta of a 0.3 or higher. So that's a 30% chance of going in the money. Let's just say our 65 has a 30 delta. So I would look at the August calls, and if I want to put $1,000 into it, let's say the contracts are $500 a piece. Boom, you're getting 2 contracts. So the people that always go, I just put $1,000 in, or I just buy 10 contracts no matter what. That's not the correct way to do it. Your position size, has to dictate how many contracts you're buying. So again, pick a strike price that's near this, because if you sell through, you're now farther out of the money for your intended strike that you wanted to go in the money. So if you buy 100 call, you're 20, 37, $27 out of the money. We sell through, you're instantly out of the money even more. So your strike has to make sense. But if you buy a 65 strike call, we sell through 63, you're only $2 out of the money. So those Greeks aren't hurting you as bad. And so you want to make a strike price that makes sense. But I would definitely look for a dip to buy at the 63 zone. And the best thing you can do is just set some alerts, whether you're on Thinkorswim, Webull, whatever it is. Send alert, see if it triggers, and just follow your plan. But first and foremost, man, I'm kind of rambling. You want to buy dips at support first, or if you miss it, you can short these resistance on the way up, because this 65, 67, it's going to be a smackdown on the way up. Probably going to see price action like this on the way up. Hopefully that helps you though, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. And DMs are always open, guys. Send me a DM if you want to go more detail in the charting. I know I kind of run through these quick, but I just want to make sure everybody gets one request in. iPhone, you still here? One of you are still here. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. Monster Day breakout. The whales were correct, man. They were hitting this flow last Monday and Tuesday. Man, I need to go back on that flow. They hit some big in the money calls and hit big. Are you in this one, man, or what are you looking for in NVIDIA?
I'm just looking for a bounce at probably like the 164 area, 164.40, somewhere around there.
Right, damn right. Beautiful. I love it. So again, I think
1K. I'm just on my phone. I've been DMing you for a minute.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, definitely play a bounce. So if you guys know me, my trading style, breakout retest for calls, breakdown retest for puts. But I love this zone here. Love this zone. Absolutely. If this holds here, you guys, this week, I do not want to be short on NVIDIA at all. So two zones to watch here, and in between, I'm going to call kind of a scalp range, meaning it can go either way. So our scalp range, you guys that love playing NVIDIA, and again, this is I'm treating this as a day trade, you guys, day trade perspective. So if I'm buying off this 164.15, I'm probably buying a 165 or 166. But first and foremost, you guys, resistance, 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 break over. What is it now? It is support, it is support. So if we trickle in here, absolutely, for me, I'm not taking puts at 164. I'm not taking puts, but a breakdown, or if we gap under and we push up in a failed breakout over 164.15, what happens? Look left when we fail to break over. Fail to break over, wicks on the top side, what do we do? Sell down, your inputs getting paid. Fail to break over, what do we do? Sell down, getting paid huge to this zone here. So two ways to really play this, you guys. I like that it retraced kind of like spine QQQ. This makes it really, really easy. So first and foremost, buy your dip here. Where do we sell? Super easy. Friday's close. Why do we sell Friday's close or trim? Wick. Absolutely. There's no way, I don't alert these plays, but if I were to take this at 64.15, get to 165 flat, there's no way I'm holding a full position here, seeing Friday's close here. Tons of, what do we know about the open and close, you guys? Where's the most volume usually? Beginning of the day, end of day. You don't think there's big old volume nodes stacked here if we turn volume profile? Absolutely. Trim there, break over, that's fine. Or if you miss this, breakout retest, keep riding it up. If you buy here, target one here, we push up. Where's your stop loss now? Right here. There's no way you let this go back red or break even. Horrible trading. Where do we sell again? Grab these bottom wicks, set some alerts all the way up. All right, you've trimmed twice. Now what do we do? All the way up here, Friday's high day zone up here. So again, I say this to everybody in every chart. You never buy in here and go, okay, I'm looking for 168. No, that's stupid. You trim all the way up. You leave a runner for 168. You don't hold a full position, because if we get up to 166 and you're up 80% and you take that work meeting and we come back to break even, that's horrible trading. Bearish. Well, let me back up. This is what I'm going to call our scalp zone that you need to really kind of watch the charts. So meaning you can take puts on a break under here, but we could easily buy it back up and get a candle like this that stops you out. They push up and they're like, okay, I'm gonna stop out. Looks like we're going. And then the hourly candle closes down. So this scalp zone, tricky, definitely tradable. It's basically a $1 range. You can make a lot of money on it, but you got to be locked down your levels, trade on the 5-minute time frame, but definitely tradable for some puts here. If this zone is not for you, what do? You sit out on the puts. You set an alert here for basically 163, wait for it to tag and go get, oh, it's starting to bounce here. I start seeing price action like this. I know this one's sold, ignore that. But if we come into this 163 and I start seeing 2 hourly closes holding, that should be your sentiment, because this candle and this candle is probably next for a bounce. So try and get your bounce here. If you miss puts again, you should be out of puts here. You should not watch puts here and then take your put position here. Take them to here, get out, look for a call bounce. We're day traders. Don't get married to the position. Sell under that. What happens if we sell 163? Seller volume kicks in and gets ugly. Yeah, they bought it back up, but not before they sold at $1.50. Sell 163, gets a little bit ugly here. If I were to go the 5-minute, a lot of selling pressure. So NVIDIA, this could be the chart for money to watch for sure. But first and foremost, try and buy that dip first. Don't be bearish just because we gap down a little bit, if we're setting up this big ass support here. Hopefully answers your question on NVIDIA.
Yes, thank you, man.
Yep, definitely. Nick, you in here?
Yeah.
Yep. TSM, let's hit it, man.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Rock and roll. Hey, and I just want to take a second. Appreciate you, man. I was DMing you about BLDR. That was a lot
for
of
sure.
help
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that,
We're talking
man.
this weekend, man. Yeah, man.
Yep. For TSM, kind of a fun one because we got earnings coming up, but I'm kind of eyeballing those levels, like if I squint, like 228.90.
Yeah, let
And,
me go to daily real quick. I don't want to catch you off. Go ahead and talk it through. I'm gonna get some levels going here, but I'll zoom in for it because I know that a lot of you guys are on your phone for sure. But
yeah. And like the 227.50, just for kind of like some support things there. And then that 233, let's call it 30. That's kind of what I'm targeting for like some calls. Now
Mhm.
going into like the earnings report, I know things get a little crazy and stuff, but
Yep.
I guess kind of what I'm looking at, just trying to break that 233.30, but that would probably be like my trim position, right?
Yeah. Let me
And
let
then
me do it for you here now. Yeah, I like that. So let's see. Earnings are like on the
yeah,
17th. That is like Wednesday or
Tuesday.
Thursday. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Thursday.
contracts
Yeah.
can be juiced, but if you can afford it, and obviously I don't need to tell you, maybe I do, but earnings are, a gamble. You can see a $10 million bullish flow hit, and that bullish flow hit could be a hedge for someone that's been in, for 60%. So be careful with earnings, man. But it's your money, it's your risk. But definitely here, man. This 229, clear, obvious bounces. Again, like I like to teach you guys, I like to look for, ignore this for now. I like to see a push up, a swing high, and retracement back down. Swing high, kind of double top action. Back here to the swing, we push up. Again, swing high, swing low. Does this swing low make sense? Yeah, look left where it's bouncing. So a swing low back into support, like I said, does make sense because this was resistance. We break over, like we teach you guys, resistance when it's below us is now support. And so this is support. And don't believe me, bounce, bounce, and it's probably going to bounce here. So clearing the chart here. First and foremost, man, Nick, yeah. So
Yeah.
definitely be looking this 229. I think you might have mentioned it. Some stuff to watch though. So we have a support underneath us. So let me go like to a smaller time frame because we're kind of day traders here. So I'm now on the 30-minute. I'll zoom as much as I can. So we can see when we hold this 229, the bounce reaction we get. Didn't quite get the reaction we get. Reclaim of it, reaction over and over. So if we sell into that, definitely first and foremost, try and play your bounces. But some things to watch here, I'm kind of considering, I'm not going to be looking for 233 right away because we got a lot of volume that's starting to get stacked in here, and it's going to be full of like fake outs that, like this candle here, you might think a breakout's coming, then boom, sell down back and then retrace it back. And so this zone here, man, is basically a range, or it is a range. And so kind of tricky. So you really got to be, a sniper at your entries, buy into here. But, like I said, this daily 9 creeping up, that's going to open up, depending on this price action here, it's going to be overhead. So you can catch basically a $1.25 move. But if we start kind of, failing here at 230, like, okay, why are we failing? We got this cluster here from Thursday, and you got their daily 9 moving average stack there. So definitely is going to make it tricky, but still playable. But again, when you're in a range, this goes for anyone playing it. You should not buy the bottom of the range and looking for, 237, 236. You should be looking for all these levels in here on the way up, whether you like it or not, that maybe this is 20%, maybe it's not good enough for you. Again, it's Friday's close. It's that midday low. It's Thursday's high before the, little after hours push. So definitely got to be selling into here. Definitely got to be selling Friday's high. Then you break over that, look at these levels here. But again, yeah, man, you can definitely buy this for sure because you have reason to buy. You have confidence that's going to hold. But again, you buy here, depending on how much time you get, man. I don't know if you buy like September contracts, but let's just say you buy this week expiration. We break this level here. I'm not holding down here, and this goes for anyone. I don't take calls here and cut puts way down here. I gotta, this is my cut zone somewhere in here. I draw a line over or a range, and I got to decide, okay, we broke down here. How much percent loss can I stomach? We break 228, it's going to sell hard because we broke all this support here from last week. We break last week's lows, selling pressure kicks in really, really hard. Was it last Monday? I don't know if anyone's seen those Disney puts I took. That was exactly the play I took. Sold into the bottom of the range. We broke the lows of the week, and it triggered a hard, fast sell. Excuse me. Same thing. Break the upper range. A hard move is going to come fast at 236.
Yeah, because we're kind of playing near all-time highs and stuff. How would with earnings coming up, does that have more of an impact on short-term option contracts, or is it just kind of across the board?
Oh yeah. So if you're not familiar with IV, implied volatility, so
Mhm.
what's going to happen? I'm not saying you, but let's just let's pretend this is something cheap, or no, well, let's pretend it's something expensive because it's going to be. The contracts are juiced because of implied volatility, because the option market makers are pricing in a move. We would have to check the market move for this, but they're pricing a move, let's just say 10%. So the IV is jacked really high. So if a 10% move, whatever that is, I'm not good with math, so I'm going to cheat. 10%, it's way up here. Let's just say 5%. So it's on this chart. So 5% is basically 240. So if they're pricing a 5% move. So they're saying with earnings, TSM is going to go to 240, or let's just say for an easy round number, 225, $5 each way. If you're in a 250 call, even though it goes up 5%, you're out of the money and you're losing that the IV. You're going to have IV crush. So the day after earnings, IV is going to deflate big time. So if IV is like 150%, it's going to open like, I don't know, 40%. And you're going to be like, hey, why did the stock move up 5%? I'm down 80%. So we have lectures on it. We'll try and find one, or if you just want to YouTube some videos on what IV crush is. But really good question, man. If you're not experienced, I wouldn't be playing this week because it's a gamble, and the strike has to make sense. You have to be in the money. So you'd have to buy a 230 strike if we're looking for 240, just as an example, because you need that intrinsic value to offset the IV crush that will happen. But it happens with everything. The big names like Hood, like kind of the meme names, kind of the retail names. IV can be like 300% when normally it's like 40. And so, but we can talk about that more in DMs, man. But it's a wild thing, and it kills people. They're like, how did this stock move 8% in my favor? And I'm red. And it's shitty when you try and sell and your contracts are worth 0.01. You can't even get out of them, and you literally just have to watch all day, literally go to zero. Like, it's a
I might just paper trade that one then.
Yeah, definitely, man. We can talk more in DMs, but it's a long-winded conversation. But it's
Appreciate you.
IV and earnings. It's tricky, man. The best bet. I'd have to check the holdings, but SOXL is an ETF for semiconductors. You can play this because this won't have IV crush. I need to see if TSM is inside of here. You can look at it after class, but basically, I know AMD and NVIDIA are in here. So I know I'm long-winded, guys. Sorry. If you don't want to play NVIDIA earnings, you guys, you can play an ETF earnings, especially like when Apple and Microsoft report the same day. We all know it makes QQQ move. So if Microsoft is too expensive for earnings, you can play a QQQ sympathy play, they call it. So look for an ETF sympathy play on anything like that, man.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Yep. Robert, you're up, man. Bank of America. What is it doing? I know I got some levels on this. I love to play this thing, man. Love to play it. Robert, are you in this? I know some, I think Nando might be in it. Are you in it with them, or what's up?
That is correct. Yes, I'm in with Nando and them. I just wanted to see on the charts what they were probably seeing.
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
guys
did they get in
share
like
the same?
Yeah, did they get in Wednesday or Thursday, man? I think somewhere last week I seen everyone talking about it.
I want to say it was like Wednesdays when we got in.
So I think they're playing or looking. I know they're really good at charting as well. So this for me, stick to their game plan, but I really need to see. So if you guys don't know my charting, thick lines for me, because when I'm on a smaller chart, you guys, that like I'm zoomed in. If I see a thick line come up, I go, shit, that's a big support, or for pushing up, I'm like, hey, big resistance, let me get out. So thick line here, a little education. Let me zoom back in because I know, like I said, you guys are on phones. I really need to see. I know they got time on the contracts. I'm not going to speak for them, but I know they want to see a 47 zone reclaim. So that's this zone here, 47. So they really want to see that. And for me to be bullish on swings, pushing up against it, I want to see a reclaim of that, because we bounce that 47, big reaction off it, bounce that 47, big zone. Again, obviously, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. What happens when we get under 47, selling pressure, under 47, selling pressure, under 47, you get the point. So kind of going through this quickly, but don't mean to be. Some good things for us here. I talk about the daily moving averages. Here's our daily 20, this green line. What did it do? Sold through it early Friday, reclaimed it. So, and a support, it's not a major support, but it's a big support from last week. This 47.65 bounce zone all day long on Wednesday. bounce zone Thursday, try to get over it Friday, ultimately sold off. What are we doing here? As of now, pushing up. So best case scenario, you guys, or if you guys are not in that play yet, breakout retest, whether the breakout comes in the morning session or breakout over during market hours, retest 4675, 46.75, play the bounce there. Why do we want to play that bounce? Because you expect to see price action like that. We're over support. You want repeatable scenarios to happen. Over support, you're not in puts until we break that. And I know this is for a bullish play because you guys are in it, but really we got to get over this 4693 to 47 zone. We get over that. It's a trend. So let me zoom out here. So what are we doing the last, let's just say 4 or 5 days? We are stair stepping down lower highs. No sugarcoating that. I know we're in the play. Everybody wants to make money. We're a team. But stair stepping down. What do we do if we go up and we're back over 47? We've bounced out of our downtrend, short-term downtrend. It's a trend reversal. So again, what do we do when we break a trend? Breakout retest of that 47, trend reversal, and now we ride the wave, catch all these zones on the way up. So very, very nice charting, you guys. When we retrace some levels, okay, where do we sell on swings? Easy. Those lower highs that we just set, as we push up, we're going to start setting higher highs. And what do? We trim on the way up, we trim on the way up, we trim on the way up. So are you in this one? Who was it? Robert, are you in this or just want to be?
I'm in it. I think there's other people probably in it as well.
Yeah, so reclaim of 47, guys. If anybody that's watching, you guys are golden. I know you're red on it now, but that's why they buy time. Like, the reason they're buying time is they're saying, hey, I trust this level. I don't know if I'm going to be right tomorrow or in a week, but reclaim 47 and nobody should be stressing at all. What percent are you guys down? I think they're a September contract probably. So you're probably down maybe 15%, maybe. I'm not sure. But
I'll have to log back in. But would you recommend going back in and grabbing some more calls? We're down 14% when I grabbed the mine.
Dude, I'm not even freaking out. Like if I'm down 14%, they're September, right? Or late August?
August 29.
Yeah, I'm not even worried, man. Because
48.
what you want to do is what's going to happen or what could happen if you're down 14%. And again, going back to $1,000 position size. So let's say you're in here, you got in Wednesday or in here Wednesday, you got in half size, $500 you're in. And then you take your other average. Let's just say they said, okay, we're leaving room to average down. You take your average here because you're like, well, I'm red, so I'm gonna put in the other 500. And then we sell down more into Tuesday here, or we got earnings Wednesday. We sell down, and now they're like, hey guys, we're gonna take our one and only average here at 46.14. You're like, shit, I'm even more red. I'm red on this entry. Now I'm red on this entry I took, and now they bought in down here. So what happens? You're in a full position, you're red, you're double red, you're more red. They added in down here. This add in on the push up hypothetically is green. So their position average is somewhere, if they bought in here, they bought in here. Their average position is somewhere in here. They push up here to 46.60. What happens? Hey guys, we're 10% green on the average down, take an average or trim some, and you're going, shit, I'm still red because at best, your break-even average is up here somewhere. So definitely wait for them, man, for 2 reasons, because you're down 13% on a contract that expires in like 4 or 6 weeks. That's nothing. You got to play the chart. You got to trust the chart. You guys, again, do not play off percents. If you're playing off percent, I'm not saying it's you, Robert, but if you're playing off percents and it's freaking you out, you're in too heavy or you're emotional from very, very large past losses. So one of those 2 things are happening. But if you guys are seeing it support, and you have time, you're 13% red, like that's nothing. You buy time, that's your insurance policy on swings, you guys, because you're saying, hey, I'm not gonna be right today or tomorrow. I'm gonna be right sometime in July. And I think this play is gonna work out as long as earnings are good. Just follow their lead because, there's a reason they haven't taken an average on it. Because, you're down, from a chart perspective, you're down like 25 cents from your entry. That's nothing. So Just write it out, you guys. Trust the process. There's some Luigi and Nando. There's some good traders, man.
Thank you so much.
Yep. DV's iPad. You're not in here. You're getting skipped. Sorry it took so long, but that happens. TJ Maxx, JPM, let's hit it, man. JPM. Oops. Let's see. August. Yep. TJ Maxx, you still in here? Have the courage.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool, man. August 300 call. Okay, not out of the money too far, and you're in August. I like it. Where did you enter on the chart? You don't have to tell me your position size, but this will kind of help me a little bit.
I got in around 294 or something, so I'm
So somewhere
More
early
than-
last week or 2 weeks ago.
yeah, so I'm down like 50% right now. And I averaged in, added a bit more,
Mm-hmm.
but still
Okay.
pretty red.
Yeah. So couple good things going for you, but obviously you're red, but I'll try and give you a little bit of hope here. So definitely I talked about Bank of America. You know, this downtrend only lasted 2 days, but now we look at JPM, you guys, and a little charting education. What are we doing now? Higher lows. So here's a low, and here's a higher low, here's a higher low. So what is this? As of now, this is a trend break, so that's good. But you took calls at 290, which is okay because you took them on support. So 290 on the way up, man, it's going to give you some trouble here. So quick charting here. I'm trying to grab some bottom side wicks here, looking for the bounces. Going to give you a little bit of a range because this is going to be tricky on the way up, man. So this is really the only thing to watch for because this chart is super easy for me, or at least how I trade. So again, higher lows, name the game. What do we want to do? We keep setting higher lows. We want to hold the trend line. And what's going to happen? Daily 9, that purple line just flatlined. It's stacked overhead. So tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it is, or earnings, big week for it. Because what's going to happen? It's going to knock on the door. It's going to get smacked down, or it's going to break out. Or the trend line, we're going to keep pulling trend. And what do we got here? A little bit of a wedge or a triangle. What is it? Asymmetrical triangle? I don't know. Descending? I don't know. Pattern, dump or breakout. Clear as day. You got time, which is good, but you got earnings, which is going to be good or bad in 48 hours for you, man. So I don't know if you were intending to hold through earnings, but it's decision time for a Tuesday pre-market. So if we don't get that move and we hold this trend line tomorrow, you got to decide you want that risk because if we knife, you're going to be hurting. If we push up and you sell, you're going to be like, shit, why did I sell? So that's tricky, man. If we didn't have earnings, it's a fairly easy chart to play. You need that breakout over that basically 289 zone, but really a breakout over. It's tough because you're down 50%, you said, but you got time and you're still in, obviously. So for me, any break this trend line, any break of basically this 285, if I were to just draw a line here, we break a trend and we set a new trend, that's got to be a cut for me, brother. It's just too big of a percent loss, even though you got some time and you got earnings coming up, but you do have the daily 20 underneath. So tricky spot, man. I don't know if that helps you, but man, what was that sell? Was that Tuesday? Did banks get whacked or something? But that's shitty, man. I'm sorry, because this plane bounces off 290. I would play this every single time for sure. Did you take anything up here? Did it show profit and you take it, or it kind of you just let it slip away?
I was up a bunch, but got greedy and let it drop. Just
Oh man, I'm sorry.
the next morning it opened, or a couple of days later, I just gave it all away.
Yep. So I mean, not to harp on you, but just being honest, and anybody watching, let it be a lesson, you guys, that we know how hard it is to make money in this market. And just, brother, remember this feeling. Next time you catch a breakout, and that greed sets in, go, hey, JPM. Like, guys, I literally have a sticky note on my computer. The worst loss of my trading career was coin 0DTs, November 2021, 2 days before a vacation. I lost a boatload of money and I had to think about it that Friday, and I left for a vacation that weekend and I had to let that simmer all weekend. I have it on a sticky note in front of me. Whenever I get greedy or when it creeps in, I look at that sticky note and I'm like, man, do I want to swing this and lose that money again? So anybody guys, just like I said, I'm not picking on him, let it be a lesson that it is hard to make money. And you can see a breakout can happen the next day, boom. The market doesn't care about how much money you're up or how much money you've lost in your career. It will take that money quickly from you. So play the charts, you guys. Always play the charts. You never go broke taking profit. But DMs are always open, brother. If you want to talk about this week before or after earnings, send me a DM and we'll definitely talk about it, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna skip UNH just for now. I want to get everyone a request, but I'll try and
Mhm.
circle back around.
Okay.
Cody, you still in here? Coin. Big old breakout day.
Yeah, I'm still in here. I'm just looking at it for the trade for the week with Bitcoin.
Cool. Are you in this one, man? Shares or options, or just looking for an entry?
No, I'm not in it. No, I'm looking to get in maybe again. I played it last week, made some money on it.
Just all-time high, guys. I think, man, is that coin? Yeah, I think so. Unless that's really beaten down, but we'll just pretend it is. So for me, I want to look for a retracement, man. Let's see. I love this already. I can find two scenarios for you really quick here based on how I trade. So hopefully you can see this. So just basically Friday's price action alone, to me, when I look at charting, boom, 1 line chart. I know where I'm getting long. I know where I'm getting short. Why is that? So a break. Oh, so if we push up here, if we kind of trickle in here, like I say, every single chart, we start rejecting. Is it obvious why we're rejecting? Is it obvious where we can take puts? Damn right. Failed breakout over, failed break over that wick, selling pressure, selling pressure. Get back over, see where this candle closed, push up, continuation never happened, but yeah, Cody, any break of basically a break and hold of 390, get long, stay long, because this volume cluster here, you want and you hope that it holds, so a breakout over, so maybe we kind of trickle in pre-market, we sell down the first 15 minutes, boom, and we get, let's just say we get a candle like this blue one here, maybe the candle wick doesn't go all the way down to something like that. Absolutely look to play that bounce, man. And again, look for those candle body closes, those wicks. And I'll say to everybody else, you don't get in at 390, you're not looking for 400, maybe on a runner, but that's just greedy. Okay, so trim all the way up. But again, we break down under it. Again, it's easy if 390 breaks and, like, let's just say Bitcoin all-time highs again, man. Bitcoin maybe takes a dip, or Grizzlies, you know, he's in a Bitcoin short now. I'm not sure if he's still in, but let's just say Bitcoin gets really weak. We know where our short is. We know where we can get puts. It's not just a random line on the chart. Boom, 390 gives away. Easy short. Trim here, trim on these clusters, trim down here, trim Friday low. Like, there's easy 4 targets both ways on both sides.
Those $2 moves, they pay well.
Yeah, very well, man. Very well. So yeah, just play the chart, man. Honestly, put an alert just at 390, or if you like playing the open, just watch that price action, man, and just, you know, trust the chart, but don't get married to the play. If you're in calls and we sell through, you know, take your 20%, 25% loss, get in the puts, take your 35% gains. You're not even worried about that loss.
Yep. All right. Thank you.
Yep. Let's see. Hector, Walmart. Hector, you still in here, man? Walmart, I love this. Walmart. See your name in here. Let me know if you're still in here. Calls, 1 contract, took shark alert. Went in blind, obviously, not knowing what he's looking at. Nope. Shark is smart. You guys that are new, he is one of our better swing traders. He took a little bit of a break. He plays soccer. I don't know on what professional level. I don't know anything about soccer, but he's a soccer player. So I think he took, you know, a year and a half off, whatever it was, maybe a year. But he's a really good swing trader. He very rarely day trades, but if it shows profit on a day trade, he's going to take it. So I think he alerted somewhere around 95 or 95.50, but I'm waiting to get in, not because I don't trust him, but I would see this 94.4 hold. You guys that are in this trade, I'm actually looking for a day trade on this for Walmart. If we break over here, this is my trigger zone here. Break back over this 94.4 here. I'm going to look a big picture. I'll zoom in for you guys. But this cluster here from, it'd probably be late June, early July. This cluster here is what I'm looking for a hold, because, like I said, I really wanted that 95 to hold. Yeah, Friday, I think I took calls and I tried to get that breakout. didn't get it, smack down, bummer, because I took the bounce here on all this zone here, treating as support. I wanted a bigger move, didn't happen. We failed 95, what happened? Sell hard, back into the next bounce, swing low. That's this zone here. So one last look on a zoomed out look here, but again, I gotta see us reclaim that level for me to be in calls here. And again, follow Shark's lead because he probably bought some August contracts or something on it. But for me, a day trade perspective, any breakout over, I'm looking to do the same thing. I'm looking to treat a break and retest of this of a double bottom on the daily. Boom, get into calls. I'm not looking for puts, not even in this green zone. I want to see a break of Friday's low first before I get in puts. But again, we break this, we fail to break over, sell through it. Again, break down, retest of Friday's low, getting in puts, because how do we know where our stop is? Our stop is now somewhere in this green zone, which will be resistance. So again, I'm in puts here. My stop is somewhere, anywhere in here, a break over, I'm out. I'm looking for a call bounce again. But very, very nice tradable chart here on Walmart. But I got to see early tomorrow for me for a day trade 94.4 hold. If not, 94, 93, 83 is coming quick on it. What do we got here? 5 or 10 minutes left. Let me look here. Farouk, good to have you in here, man. I know you're a pro member. Glad to have you in here. Hopefully you're learning something. Classes are 1 hour. Yep. Avenger and Arrow, let's hit it, and then we'll probably have to wrap up here. I know there's a few trickling in. I'm sorry, man. Sorry, guys. Let me see what time is before we can go a little bit long. But Avenger. Nope, Avenger, you're not in here. You don't get Apple. Sorry. Errol, APP, looking to get into options for a trade. Let's check it. APP. Yep. Cool. Ooh, we got some levels here. Did we chart this together? Or did someone else request it? Let's zoom out. Got a thick line. We know what that means, guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice range here. Top range. Obviously, breakouts a little bit over it, but we'll just call, 350.75 our top range here. Bottom range until it's not, right in here. So this is the range inside of here. So 4-hour chart here. Yeah, got to see a breakout over that. Errol, you want to be bullish or bearish or don't care? If you don't care, I'll give you both scenarios, but feel free to unmute or type it in the chat. Don't hear from you, but you're still in here. Are you sleeping? You Netflixing? What are you doing? All right. Break and retest will make it quick and easy. 336, it's easy. Breakout over, because that's kind of that Friday, that kind of that midday. What do? I keep talking about breakout over. Breakout, retest over. What happens? Continuation up. Breakdown of 336. What happens? Selling pressure kicks in. Just like what was the other trade we just took? I already forgot. But Arrow, yeah. 336, man. That's easy for me. Push over pre-market, or if we open under pre-market, we push over. Breakout retest. Ideally, man. I want to see like a 15-minute hold. So not a 1 minute, not a 5 minute. I need to see like this candle here. I know I'm on the 30-minute chart, but even better 30 minutes. So this blue candle, nice little hammer like that, close over it. That tells me, for 30 minutes, sellers failed to close under this level. So that's what these candles are telling us, you guys, when we talk about candles. So if I see that candle body over here, boom, 336, catch that call bounce. Where do we sell? Look left. Target 1, target 2. Friday afternoon high, boom. We break out that candle there, candle there. You catch the whole move up over 342, then you can start looking up here. Any break under 336, you know what I'm going to say? Breakdown retest, or say we open under, we start setting a double top intraday. 336 is just like it's a brick wall ceiling. Market kind of looks weak hypothetically. Take your puts. Where do we sell? These wicks. Why do we sell on the way down at the wicks? Well, on the way down, what was that? Big buyers kicking in. You don't want to see this wick here on this Friday, not low, but this afternoon low. You don't want to sell into here and keep holding your puts because you're greedy, and we bounce and we get this same candle here. That's just bad trading, or maybe you guys are new traders, but you don't do that. So look left. If you see a big wick, what is that? That's a huge buyback. Huge buyback, huge buyback every single time. Failed to close lower. So we sell through that. Target down, target down. Friday's low, we break down low. Boom, boom. Then you can start looking down here. But nice chart, you guys. Nice request, that is. APP. Very tradable, 336, man. Hope that helps you. Oh, Crash. Let's hit a CR core wave, I think, right? Let's hit one more. You're regular, gotta reward you. You always stick around. CRWV core wave. Yeah, let's take a look. This thing's been getting a lot of flow lately. Oh man. Oh, don't love it, brother, but let's figure out a reason or a place to take calls, and it might be right here. Yep. 123.75, man. 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candle, 4 candle, 5 right there. A lot of volume. So again, you guys, opening and closing candles on the daily, I bet there's big volume nodes stacked there. So I'm going to zoom in now. 123.75. Definitely the spot you want to watch. If that holds, this name is getting its ass kicked, but oops, that's not in zoom mode. If this holds, we're probably going to bounce in a short-term trend reversal, whether it lasts 5 minutes or 5 days, I don't know. But if we buy back over this zone here, let's see if I can zoom back far enough. Sorry, guys, probably make you dizzy. I want to find that candle cluster. Yep, right there, right there, right there. Look at that. So on the way down, we're coming back in 123.75. Lose my voice, sorry. This should be support. If not, buyers are going to get their ass kicked. It's going to sell through hard. It's going to sell through hard, hard, hard. But if this bounces, I definitely do not want to be a put buyer here. No way. So zoom back to real time. Same thing. This bounce holds, buyer calls, man. And again, same thing as everything. Where are we selling at? Friday's low. Next candle, next cluster. Next cluster. If we sell through that, I would, with caution, you know, because we can say for days on days it's oversold, oversold, you know, oversold, but it just keeps going. If that sells, that's probably going to leg down for more, you know, 120, 118 zone there. So definitely that spot's got to hold, but definitely it's playable. Definitely playable. SK, good to have you in your man. I have nothing against fibs. They definitely work. I find when I add a fib extension or fib retracement on, it pretty much lines up with like my pivot levels, my inflection points, or my swing highs and lows. And so definitely nothing against them. They work very, very well. I just trade the same thing over and over and over. I mean, I chart new stuff for you, but I mean, not bragging, but you guys should have a watch list. You should stick to it. I trade the same 10, 15 things over and over and over. And my charts, I never delete shit. And when stuff moves over, like, you know, tangent here. When you trade the same stuff over and over and you have the levels charted other than its all-time highs, it takes the guesswork out every single morning, your pre-market watch list. So if you guys are just finding, not saying SK is doing this, but if you guys are just finding random shit on Reddit, on Twitter, and you're like, oh, they said be bullish on it. Well, what do? Let's just say Delta Airlines, it's a new name, you never heard of it. It's like, okay, buy calls here. Well, what do? You buy calls, but what do you got to do? You got to chart this out first. And so that takes brain power, that takes mental energy for me. I trade stuff that I know every single day, that it comes back to it. I know, you know, I trust my levels. And to answer your question in a roundabout way, I don't use fibs just because it usually lines up pretty damn well with my levels intraday. But if there was something new or a name I've never heard of, all-time highs, yeah, definitely slap some fibs on there. But you guys, I encourage you to just get a watch list because I got banks, I got cruises, I got travel, DraftKings, I got gambling, Disney, theme parks, Ford, GM, I got automotive, Lyft, I got rideshare, Coke, I got safe names, PLTR, PayPal, I got finance. Every single day, you guys, one of these sectors is and will be moving. If banks are weak and I don't want to be in puts, I can look at Shop, I can look at Uber, I can look at Walmart, something's probably pushing. Like, take the guesswork out every single day, you guys. Like, it would suck to have to chart a new name every single day just to build a trade plan and then get in and you're chasing and the move is gone. Like, you know, stick to some stuff that you guys know. But good question, man. All right, 6:03 my time, you guys. I appreciate you sticking around. If you got to jet out, you can, but I'm going to do a SPY and QQQ recap. I appreciate all the regulars in here. I see some new faces. I appreciate you guys being in here, but if you got to leave, you can. But a quick recap on SPY and QQQ. Here we go. It's easy, and I like it because we're in a range, we're around a range. So you guys may have joined late. This low extreme range here, 621. Errol, glad having you, man. Glad you stuck around. 621 here, basically 620.7. I need to see this hold this week. This little zone here. What happens when we don't hold? A lot of selling pressure, which is fine. You know, we're day traders. We'll take the puts. That's fine. Okay. Especially guys that are in a shit ton of bullish positions and you're not hedging. If we break this and you got like September contracts, you better be taking some SPY puts to hedge those losses of calls or, you know, unrealized losses. But I want to see this hold this week, you guys, especially if you guys are in bullish plays, because if SPY pushes, the rest of your plays and your market is probably going to push. But if we don't hold this 620.79, we see what happens. But any bounce and hold into that. Zoom in real quick. What happens when we bounce 621? What happens when we bounce 621? Nice bounce, huge move up. So if we bounce 620, let's just 620.8. If we bounce on the way up, again, you're not looking for 624. Even if you got September contracts, that's reckless trading. What are you looking for on the way up? Friday's low. And you don't think this zone here, you guys, is going to be resistance on the way up? You're mistaken. Can we blast through it? Yeah. But there's no way I'm bottom ticking on calls here. I'm trimming. We get up to here, I'm trimming heavy. If I'm in 10, I haven't sold yet, I'm selling 8. You know, there's no way I'm holding full position up here. Okay. We break over, breakout retest. You miss the first move. What do? What do I tell you guys every single week, every single thing? Breakout, retest for a first entry possibly, or maybe sold all here, get back in. So you're in here. You got some 621s. You closed them in the money at 621.65. Okay, you're back in. Now you're in 622s or 623s. Breakout retest, because now I'm looking for this price action here. Breakout retest. Don't believe me. Bounce there. Big continuation up. Held that level there. Excuse me, there. Big breakout up. But we got some stuff working against us. It doesn't matter how bullish you want to be. Play the charts, you guys. This is very, very easy to trade. We're back in a range. We sold through kind of slower range here as of now. So on the way up, all this volume here, all this volume here, all this volume, it's going to be tough. Bulls have to kick in. They have to kick in hard once we hit this level here. Otherwise, it's back down. But a breakout over, ride it. Ride that gap fill. Play the chart. Do not short a trend because you think it's up too much. Short a trend where it makes sense. Short a trend makes sense here. It makes sense up here at 624. It makes sense when the gap is filled. It doesn't make sense on a 5-minute time frame because you think the RSI is too high and you're just shorting it just, you know, because there's a big candle up. That does not make sense. You have to short a trend when it makes sense. Same thing when you buy calls on a downtrend. You can't just buy calls all willy-nilly. You got to buy them where it makes sense. And right here, once again, it makes sense to buy them here. So let's see where we open. I really hope we don't open under that because you guys are in some bullish positions, probably in heavy, probably too heavy. Not good. QQQ, same scenario. Again, I like we're in a range. You see my trade plan already. I got downside alerts. That's probably going to trigger. Anything can happen though, you guys. Don't freak out now. Don't lose sleep. Frankly, if you're losing sleep on plays, you're in too heavy, you're in too many positions, you're not hedged. So that's a reason to freak out. But again, what happens when we bounce 5-5-2? Buyer step in, buyer step in, buyer step in, buyer step in. What happens when we fail 5-5-2? Just look at this day. Sellers hard kicking in. So again, I'm a day trader. I don't care which way it goes. My Roth IRA, I don't care about for another 30 years. So how do I play this? QQQ 1 hour chart. Again, any sells under here pre-market and a push up and a failure of 5-5-2, I'm short. I'm short because of Friday's open. Failed breakout over. Double top, I'm short. Small risk. Possible big reward somewhere down here. You know, we gotta look left on our targets, obviously, because we break probably that breakout under, last week's lows. But any push up, so we kind of trickle in here and we get some, like, let's just say we get some pre-market data. I don't know if we have anything, and boom, we push up at our 8:30 data. We trickle in here, sell hard. What do? We buy the dip at support. We buy the dip at support. 5-5-2 bounces, get into calls, absolutely. Where do we trim? On the way up to this gap. 5-5-2-7-5. You don't think that's gonna be tough? Where's our daily moving average I talk about? Right there. There's no way I'm in calls. There's no way I'm greedy right here at 5-5-2-7-5 when I got a resistance overhead on the way up and a moving average on the way up. I don't care. Market doesn't care if you want a gap fill. It does not care. It's probably going to be a little bit of resistance here. Maybe, maybe you got September QQQ calls. That's fine. Trim here, hold some. We retrace, break out over, keep holding. Now you go for that gap fill. Or you guys have a work meeting, you miss half this gap fill. What do? 5-5-2-7-5, breakout, retest, new entry for calls right here. A breakout of resistance is now support. Go get that gap fill. Blast over that. We got some good tariff news, whatever it is. Go get that 5-5-4. You're down to one runner. Start looking at Friday's price action up here. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes, no, maybe so. All right. 22 of you stuck around. 22 of you joined to be a little bit smarter and a little bit better. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys putting the time in. You guys are slowly starting to send me some DMs with charting setups, charting questions. I love that. I always say I'll spend, you guys get the priority. When you say, hey, I'm looking at this setup here, what do you think about calls or puts here? I'll always give you guys priority versus people that just say, hey, spike calls now. I'm not going to ignore you, but I'm going to make you put some work in. I'm the tough teacher that you guys hated in high school, but I do it because I want you guys to learn. When you guys learn and you guys take trades on your own, it's a beautiful thing, you guys. It's a super, super good feeling. That's why I'm doing it. That's why River does it, Nando, everybody else. But with that, you guys, I'm in the chat. Laurel, Robert, Maxwell, Errol, Cuda, I think I'm saying your name correctly. Everybody else, you guys, I appreciate you guys sticking around. But with that, I'm in the chat. Have a great night, you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow.